Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Action Cast. Today, we are going to be talking about really how you can create repeatable systems in your agency that set you for generational success. It really is incredible. Jessica Nobles is here with me, owner of Nobility Care Solutions. She is going to talk about the 6 main systems you need to focus on to revolutionize your agency. So you want to make sure and stick around for that right here on the Action Cast. So let's get right into it. I am honored and graced today to be interviewing the one and only Jessica Nobles. Absolutely amazing business lady, one of the smartest business minds I know. And I'm not just saying that because I will see her tonight when I go home. Obviously, Miss Jessica is my wife. She is not my better half. There's no half to it. She's at least 3/4. She's fantastic. But Jessica, you are incredible at what you do, which is home care. So tell us really quickly, kind of give us a backstory for all those coming in right now that might not be aware of you and kind of what you've accomplished in home care. Give us a little background on that and Nobility.
Absolutely. Well, as you said, I've been in home care way over half my life, and I started from a personal level. My grandmother was my best friend, and I helped take care of my great grandmother. And so I guess it's just in my DNA. And I learned care from the family, the need perspective of needing true quality care. So whenever it was time for me to get that real job, in my teens, I knew I wanted to stay in that same vein. I started my first caregiving staffing company when I was in my late teens, and just my love for home care continued to grow from there. And I have had the honor of working with several large franchise agencies, and now I own and operate a successful home care agency along with my incredible husband. And I will tell you, I thought I knew a lot about home care. Like, had someone asked me even the week before I started my own home care business if I was an expert in home care, I would have been like, yes, I can tell you how to get started. I can tell you how to succeed. But it's a whole lot different when you are the owner and all the responsibility falls on your shoulders, and you can't just walk away and tell the owner, I told you how to do it, now get it done. When you're actually the one in the trenches every single day, having to not only come up with the ideas, but also make sure that they're being accomplished and followed out, and then creating systems while trying to balance and integrate work with your own home and personal life. So I love what I do on a daily basis. I love home care more than anything. I love the impact that what we do has not only on the seniors and the families that we help, but also our teams. And now having the ability to help home care owners and operators across the nation is a true honor. So thank you, Clinton, for allowing me to be on your Action Cast.
Thank you. You are incredible at what you do. I have been able to witness firsthand. And of course, for all of those just joining us right now, we're with Jessica Nobles, the owner of Nobility Care Solutions. A lot of y'all will know her from the home care operators community on Facebook, over 2,400, fixing to be at 2,500, 2,500 home care owners and operators. It's an incredible thing to see it all come together and everybody get in and really help out. Now, remember, this is a live presentation, so make sure to hop on the comments. Let us know who you are, where you're from. Miss Renee says hello there from Madison, Wisconsin. Hey, Renee, so good to see you.
Yes, and I am looking forward to getting to know even more about Renee because she just joined our Action Leaders Experience. So
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
I'm so excited about that.
Oh, that's very awesome. Welcome, Renee. So today, let's go ahead and get right into it, because I kind of teased at the beginning of the show that we're going to be talking about the 6 main focuses that you had in your agency. So, what are the 6 main systems you focused on to revolutionize your agency?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when I first started my home care agency, I wish I would have even known to say the terminology of, here is the main 6 systems that you need to succeed. I mean, I went at it knowing that if I hustled hard enough, something was going to happen. I didn't truly have a system, or I don't even think I had a very defined plan. And was I successful? Yes, I was successful, but I still felt like I was struggling to gain control. And so whenever I hired or partnered, I want to say partnered with our operations director, who happens to be the great Clinton Nobles,
Hello.
he taught me a lot about systems. So I come into home care as an owner, doing home care the way I thought everybody did home care. Like it was the successful way. You hire caregivers, you go out and market, you get the clients, and you match them up. Like that was kind of my system. But I found myself losing control very quickly. And yes, I built revenue up. Within several months, we were doing $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a week in weekly revenue, and that's a good revenue for a new start out. So I thought, man, I'm successful, but I also had that feeling of, yeah, I'm successful. And so whenever Clint was able to resign from his corporate managing partner position and come on board, we really began to dig in to what I was doing successfully. Like, what was I doing that was bringing in that revenue? What was I doing to bring in clients? What was I doing to develop and train quality care providers? And so with that, we created 6 areas of focus. And I'm going to tell you these 6 systems kind of in the path or the structure that we began establishing them, because we didn't just go in saying, all right, here it is, 6 systems, we're going to put them in place tomorrow. We built one system upon the next, and we built a solid foundation to build the systems of home. And I'm going to list these 6 systems. And the first one that we tackled.
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we got a lot of people coming in, so I want to make sure everybody's paying attention. So if you're multitasking, whatever you're doing, come back into us real quick, because you're fixing to list off the 6 systems that you focused on to revolutionize your agency. All right, go for it.
Absolutely. And you never know. There may be a quiz at the end. I'm kidding. So the first one that we really dug into was recruitment and retention. We knew the only way to grow is to have a team that could support us and we could support them. So that retention and recruitment, we got our EVP down. Second was sales and marketing. Really getting a handle on what our purpose was. What was our end result for the reason that we were doing our sales and marketing? Who did we want to be known as? We wanted to build an authority. And then really discovering what our budget should be and how we should spend it, because sales and marketing covers a whole lot. So really being able to laser focus where we wanted to invest our time, our energy, and our money. And then we focused on team development, not just recruitment and retention, but actually building a hierarchy structure so that as we grew, our team could grow with us and they could support the growth. So that's something that we are very passionate about. People ask us all the time, what is the difference between surviving and thriving in your home care business? And it's the team that you build and the systems that you put in place. And then the fourth was client acquisition and retention. And the way I really was able to create systems that were even automatic, that allowed me to really spend more personal time where it needed to be, was looking at operations and a system as an experience. And that really was so helpful when it comes to client acquisition and retention. If I could list off exactly what I wanted the experience to be for all my clients, what would I do? And then actually put that in action. And then we began focusing on financial structure. And I think if I could go back in time, I would probably put financial structure at the top, because looking at revenue versus net profit in our first year, I'm just like, man, if I could just go back. So financial structure is so important, and especially if you are a newer agency or an agency that really hasn't gotten a good handle on financial structure. And I tell you, we talk with home care owners all the time. Some of them are making 2 and 3 and 4, even 5 million a year, and they still don't really know what their budget is and kind of where the holes in their system is, where their net profit is kind of seeping out everywhere. So really focusing on that financial structure will help you for the next system. And that system was growth and scalability. And you have to have a system to truly grow, be consistent, and create repeatable systems. Because me within myself, I top out at some point. Like I can't do everything. I can't micromanage everything and still be able to grow and scale my business. So whenever you're thinking growth, think right now, what can you do right now that will help me reach my end result of where I'm wanting to go 5 years, 10 years, so that you can truly begin putting the systems in place that on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis, you can meet those goals that you set or those benchmarks to truly help you grow and scale your business. And whenever we got to the growth and scalability, we also realized, okay, there's a lot of technology out there that could help us. And sometimes you get so bogged down with just operating the business and working in the business that we don't have enough time to truly focus on what can we be putting in place right now that will help us to scale and grow. And a lot of that comes down to what we call our DEA approach, and asking ourselves with every single task that we do and that our leadership does, can it be delegated? Can it be eliminated? Can it be automated? And what do we need to evaluate on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And that goes really into the risk assessment that Clint often talks about, and that we have been working on within our action leader experience as well.
And speaking of action leaders, all these terminologies with the EA and all of these different things, risk assessment, they're incredibly familiar with, because we talk about them quite a bit. And they're actually, I actually see a lot of action leaders coming on. Leslie, good morning. Janesh, Janny, good day, everyone. So great to see all of our action leaders turning out. And that's what amazes me about our action leaders so much, is how ready they are to be a part of growing, developing, learning. Like every time we structure something like our small group coaching calls, our brainstorming sessions, man, they're on it. They're always scheduling them. It's really impressive how they really attack it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I come from the standpoint of, everything that they're learning in the action leaders, I learned in our business. I learned as a business partner and as a wife at home. Oh my Lord. And we're trying to ease,
which I think was harder on me than it was you. I want to go on record as saying I think that was harder on me. So
yeah.
So let's talk about these systems that you're creating. So you focus on these 6 systems, and something we talk about a lot on webinars, and we get a ton of questions on this, is about how to get a yes before you assess. Okay. So this is something that we started, and we really just kind of referenced it once in a webinar, and man, it took off like wildfire. So if you're multitasking, if you're driving, pay attention to driving, make sure that's your main goal. However, if not, listen in close, because a lot of people are interested in what we call how we get our yes before we assess. So when you go out to do that assessment, and these systems that you talked about, these 6 systems that you focused on, really is what created this process of getting a yes before you assess. So Jess, how can you get a yes before you assess?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the most popular thing that we get asked about, because I believe in it so strongly, because at first I actually opposed to this. So when it really worked so well, I was like, I'm sold. I'm an evangelist. I'm a believer. Because it's something so simple that made such a huge impact. And so we're talking about the pre-care assessment. And if
And
you have
all of
been,
our action leaders out there, put in the comments, give a whoop whoop, give us a thumbs up on the live, whatever it is. If you love the pre-care assessment, if you love learning about the pre-care assessment.
yeah. So the pre-care assessment is a form. It's a form that we have an electronic digital document. So when people call us, that first incoming call, or maybe we get a referral from a doctor's office or a home health company, we'll let them know that we are happy to help them, and something that we're going to send out to them is our pre-care assessment. And that will give us a better idea and view of what type of care they're looking for, how soon they want to get started, and the best care services to truly match to their case, to their client, to their loved one. And so our sales calls went from being 20 and 30-minute conversations to now we get them down to about 7 minutes. And whenever they ask us a question, we'll tell them, yeah, absolutely, we'll be happy to assist you with that. We're going to send you over this quick pre-care assessment. That'll give us a better idea. And that way, whenever we call you back and follow up, we'll have the answer that you're looking for. Not only that, whenever we schedule our in-home assessment, now our pre-care assessments, we send those out before we actually schedule the home assessments, because I like scheduling that home assessment once I have even more of an idea of what they're needing. And sometimes I get more information from what they don't put on the pre-care assessment than what they do, because our pre-care assessment.
As you talk about this, if you don't mind, I've kind of been over here in the background. I pulled up the Action Leader experience here in the portal, so people understand what we're talking about when we say a pre-care assessment. So some of you might not know what she's talking about. So if you don't mind, Jess, I'm going to put this on full screen here.
Absolutely.
While you kind of talk about it.
Absolutely. And why kind of get it geared up, I would like for you to show them how in our Action Leaders course, you have a step-by-step guide of how to utilize the pre-care assessment, how to create it, and how you've already done most of the steps for them, that all they have to do is send it out. So,
okay. Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah, absolutely.
This is our Action Leader experience portal. Action Leaders obviously are very familiar with this. This kind of houses a lot of our elements on the Action Leader experience. So here we have the pre-care assessment step-by-step guide. And we go down here. Let's see. We'll go to this one, lesson 2, the pre-care assessment. So this is just kind of when I'm dreaming of. Right, pretty sure you can hear it. This is literally just a screen capture idea of showing people how to work with this and how to send it out. Welcome to the pre-care assessment. That's right. That thing you've heard about, you've been dreaming.
Yeah, and it's really simple. How you explain it, how you have the form ready.
Yeah, and we have already created all of these form fields for you. They have labels. They're all set to auto for the font size. You don't have to do anything to this form except upload it and send it out. So as you can see just here by the video really quick, what I do here is I just go through and I show you exactly how to utilize this form and really what this form is about. And what's great about this is when we send it off to our clients, when they get it back to us, it has all this information we need already locked in. So we talk about how to get a yes before you assess. And that's because on the front end, this document that we have created, this document that we've created gives us all of this information, right? And it gives us all this information, but it also creates the system we have around it, not just the document itself. Because I mean, we could send the document out and people could use it, but it's really the system that we put together.
Absolutely. And the system is where it's at, because people ask all the time, give me that magic form you got. It's not that the form is magic. It's not even that we're sending it electronic. I mean, so many of us use digital documents. That's nothing new, but it's the system of which it's done in. From the client standpoint, it seems very seamless. It seems supported. They're part of the process. And then also for our team, for the people answering the phones, our directors of care, it gives them all the tools that they need to feel like they can close it. And you don't know how many times that our director of care or our operations director will say, "Hey, we got 4 incoming calls today. Sent out 4 pre-care assessments," and then the next day, those potential clients will call back and say, "Hey, I got the form filled out. When can you start? We're excited about it." Like, by them having part of the plan, by them doing that pre-care assessment, signing their name at the bottom, they already have investment in the exchange. And I love that, because when I go out and do a pre-care assessment, or our care managers go out and do a pre-care assessment, they no longer feel like they're having to ask awkward questions about toileting and continence care, but they also feel like the sale has already been made. So it's a very casual exchange. It's a casual conversation, and it's just us getting to know each other and introducing each other face to face. So it takes a lot of the sales or even the medical feel out of that initial assessment. So I love what it has done as far as just the overall experience that it provides for the clients, their families, and for the people actually doing those assessments. So once again, it's the system.
Yeah, and so kind of to bullet down, to get that yes before you assess, you do it by creating a system that includes the lead or the client, the potential client, in the process, and builds commitment. And that's one thing that in the Action Leader experience, we really start going into detail on, because it all goes back really to training, developing, recruiting, how you're doing all of this, and what structure you're giving to your team. Which next month in the Action Leader experience, we're going into our hierarchy. We're talking about all of that. So that really will pull into a big portion of it.
Absolutely. I'm excited about that. The hierarchy is a true game changer for agencies of any size, especially if you're an agency and you've reached that $500,000 mark, and you know that you're needing to expand and grow, but you're not necessarily sure how to balance the growth versus the net profits, and running a lean team, and making sure that you have those systems in place, not just to maintain, but truly scale. The Action Leader experience is really perfect for that home care owner, that they know that they can do it. Like, they are working, they have that measure of success, but they just haven't yet gained or learned how to control those systems.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll ask everybody watching here in the comments, let me know. Have you reached a point in your business where you feel like, man, I want to grow. I can grow. This is going to happen, but God, I don't think I can do anymore. I don't think I can hold down the fort any more than I already am. And if I open up another agency over here, another office, how am I going to cover all of that? Let me know in the comments. Have you reached a point in your business where you feel that way, or you think that way? If so, I'll ask you, Jess, why my agency needs the Action Leader experience. That's the truth right there. To me, that's it. If you feel like you are in a moment where, you have met that match, then by all means, right? That's why you need the Action Leader experience.
absolutely. And the reason why we started the Action Leader experience is truly seeing the need that's out there, not only from other home care agencies, but from ourself. Had Clint not come in with his corporate background, and him being used to systems, like him coming into my home care agency without truly having a system, he was like, "What are you doing? Are you running a business here, or a charity, or a ministry? Come on, tell me what you're doing. Let's get in business." And so we began putting a lot of those corporate practices into play with our home care agency. So some of the things that you're going to learn, some of the things you're going to experience, isn't the normal home care agency structures. But that's really what makes it successful as far as thinking outside the box and truly finding that efficiency by not only thinking from a mission like care standpoint, but from a business efficiency standpoint. So whenever I truly opened up my mind, and you guys, that took a little while. And if you're still listening to this action cast, you're already opening up your mind and you are literally months ahead of me. But whenever I truly saw it working and I, stepped out of my own way and began utilizing the systems, appreciating the systems and doing it consistently, not only did our business get better, but our life integration truly took a complete change. And so that's what I want to share with everybody, because I remember sitting there the first time that I was matching up our pre-care assessments to our electronic documentation and the LTC claims that I was submitting. And I just kept saying, I love this. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this. I have just got to share this, because I was excited about what it had done in my business. And now already being able, and we are honored to be able to help all the home care agency owners and operators out there. But I want to share our successes with you. And it's not just about giving you information and hoping that you take action on it. We called it action leaders because we have a lot of people out there, me being one of them. A lot of times I like to do the research and I like to think about, oh, this would be a great idea, but I don't want to do it. We want to teach people who truly want to be a leader and take action, because we can talk to you all day. We can tell you what all we do. We can even show you step by step. But until you take action, you're not going to see that change or that difference in your business. And that's what the action leader experience is about. We're going to teach you step by step how to put systems in place. We're going to encourage you. We're going to support you. And not only that, most of you, all of you actually can do all the systems that we're talking about. And we have free webinars. We have these free action casts. We have a lot of free resources. There's other incredible consultants out there that give away a lot of free resources. But whenever you invest in yourself and you make time for you and your business, and you take action with all of this knowledge that you're gaining, that is when the change is going to happen. So right now in your business, if you're like, okay, yes, I want to take action. I want to be a leader. And you can do it the way I did it before Clint come on board. I thought, I can do this myself. I know what I'm doing. I'll do the research. I will spend, you guys, I used to watch YouTube, and there's incredible consultants and experts on YouTube. I would watch YouTube for hours every day trying to get better. And I'm going to tell this quick story. We have already exceeded 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So
that's fine.
If you're still here, winner, connect with me afterwards. But I want to tell this story because it was such a big thing for me. And Clint already knows what I'm going to say. But we started our home care agency right after moving to a new location. We didn't know anybody. I didn't have names to throw or drop, and I was sitting outside of an assisted living community. Now for 2 weeks, I was away from the house every day out working, right? But I was driving to the same assisted living community. I would get there around 10 a.m. and watch YouTube videos until 4 p.m. on how to market, on how to go out and build all these partnerships and power partners and all that. And I was just like, I eventually got to the point where I could get out of my vehicle and get through the first sliding door. But then I had to go through that next sliding door, where you could see the people behind the glass that you needed to talk to.
Have y'all been there? Let us know in the comments. Is this something that you have experienced where you're just like, oh my God?
Yeah. And I just couldn't get past my own insecurities and my lack of confidence to go in and know what to say and how to approach, even though I had spent countless hours listening to countless home care experts. And finally, I just thought I'm going to go about this a completely different way. Clint kind of give me some pointers, and I contacted them. And if you're in our action leaders, the complete story is there. But I contacted them in a completely different collaborative marketing. I'm here to help you. What can I do? Type fashion. And I got in finally because I called with a purpose that was sharing something that was passionate to me. And it wasn't about what they could give me, but about what I could do for them in their community. But from that moment to where we were in our business, where I felt successful, where I had no fear, I had no lack of confidence walking into a community. And I remember telling Clint, if only I would have had a program or something that they would tell me, look, this is where my insecurities was. This is how I overcome them. And looking back, I think, what could I have done different in that moment to walk through the door based on the expertise of all the other people I was listening to? And I think more than anything, it was just building my confidence while I was building my authority. And that's what I encourage our action leaders. So many of us wait until we feel like we've built our confidence up before we start building authority. But what we're teaching in the action leaders experience is you need to build your confidence as you build your authority. And you can spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing your research and tuning in to free webinars and all that. I encourage you to do that. But sometimes it's just a whole lot easier if you can go straight to the source. And, we weed out a lot of things in the action leaders and we tell you, look, this is what will work for you. And if this doesn't work for you, this is how you adapt to it. This is the mindset you need to have walking into it. It's not always about the tedious task, but it's about the intention, the purpose, and the mindset behind it. The principles are still the same, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, or how much revenue that you currently have in your business. So if you're at that $1 million point and you feel like, oh, I have reached a plateau, or if you're at that $370,000 revenue, because that's where I found myself at, and I was just like, I can't take on anymore without more help, then the action leader is something that you want to get tuned into to really learn. Hey, sometimes it's just about pushing ourselves out of the way and someone else saying, you can do this, go.
Yeah, and it really builds into the community, which to me, and we have a ton of things in the actual action leader experience. And on top of that, I mean, we have the recruitment and retention course that's launching this week for our action leaders, which is a massive recruitment course, teaches you how to just do basically everything that we've mastered in the past 2 years for recruiting, including how to dominate Facebook. Like you get the recruitment course and all of these things, they're all wonderful, but it's the community to me that really does so much more than just the learning element of it. When we do our small group coaching calls and our brainstorming sessions and all of this, we get to interact with these dynamic leaders that inspire us every day. And I am not ashamed at all to say that, because these leaders are doing amazing things in their business and understand that learning is the only way to get better, right? So when we get into this incredible community, I love it. And I love watching each of them help each other out as other things come up. On a last small group coaching session, we had a whole kind of tangent that went on because one particular action leader was dealing with something, and each one of the action leaders come to their aid and we're like, hey, well, what about this? Have you tried this? Let's try that. And it become this accountability moment where like, yeah, let's really do that. And this action leader started seeing some real movement in their agency.
Yeah, I love that too. And uh, one thing about community is you find that something that you feel like you're struggling with, or you feel like, man, I am so far from where I'm trying to get to. And then whenever you share that, you realize usually it's a struggle across the board, or it's a struggle that someone else has had and they've overcome. So having that community, it is incredible, and it makes you feel like you're not all alone. Because once again, I I am a home care agency owner now, and especially before I was doing home care without Clint as my partner, uh, it sometimes it felt really alone. You really felt like, hey, who do I have to confide in? And Shelly Green just popped up
Yeah.
talking about team development. That girl is a rock star. Whenever people say the difference between surviving and thriving, and I say it's the team and the systems that you put in place, she has been my lifeline many, many, many times. And I appreciate her being such an important part of our team at Nobility Care Solutions. So thank you, Shelly, for jumping on.
So, all right. So, we kind of covered. I want to go over once again the 6 systems that you talked about early on. Operational systems. The 6 operational systems that. Oh, and this actually reminds me. I didn't. I okay. So this is YouTube. We have a YouTube channel now, everybody. So you can go look up Home Care Ops on YouTube and subscribe to that. Hit the little button or the little bell on that, and get notifications every time we do one of these lives. But operational systems, number one, you focused on recruiting and retention, sales and marketing, team development, client acquisition and retention, financial structure, growth, and scalability. And those are kind of the 6 systems that you really focused on when you started really revolutionizing your agency and our agency. And we talk about we talk about the action leader experience being open and all of that. So if you are an agency right now, and honestly, if you're still on this cast, there's zero reason you shouldn't already be an action leader. Like
Abs-
zero reason,
Absolutely.
right?
And now the Action Leader Experience, that monthly membership, the enrollment only opens 4 times a year. So you definitely want to go now. It will be open until January 31st, unless we fill all the slots first, and then we'll close it at that point in time, because we want to make sure that every single member get that attention and that support that they need.
Yeah, so you can go to homecareops.com/action leader experience. The link's in the comments of this video. Make sure and check it out. It's a monthly membership, and it's $149.95 a month. It really is incredible what comes from this action leader experience. And I know we have a lot of our action leaders on here today that have been shouting out throughout the whole time. So if you were at a place in your business, you've reached that, $500,000 $1 million mark or wherever it may be, and you're ready to grow and build and scale, but you're kind of in that fog of battle, that fear of growth that I talk about, the action leader experience it's a no-brainer. Go get it. You once you get it, you'll be like, oh my God, I should have this years ago. So it's incredible. Make sure to go get it. Now, you said the other day to make sure and listen to the cast, because you had something special coming that you were going
Oh,
to announce.
yes.
So I will do my if you're multitasking once again.
They're probably like, my
in.
goodness, y'all have went far over your 15 minutes.
I know. Hey, you can't blame me this time. She always says I did it. But if you're multitasking, come on back in. Jess,
Yes.
what is happening this week with the Action Leader Experience? It's so amazing.
Okay. So our small group coaching is something that we absolutely love. That gives us the opportunity to truly be able to connect with each one of our action leaders. And we want to give everybody, or up to a certain limit, the opportunity to join in on a small group coaching call. So next Wednesday, we will be offering up to 30 people an opportunity to tune in to a small group coaching call. We will be coaching you directly in a small group coaching call setting.
Yeah, now, and we're going to put this link. We'll put this link up, and I mean, when you see this link go up, get it. Get it right then. There's 30 spots available.
Yes. So if you want to experience what our small group coaching calls look like, then you will want to go to that Calendly link that will be listed on the Home Care Operators Community Facebook. and be sure to go and reserve your spot. Now, we do ask that if you go and reserve your spot for that small group coaching, that you be able to commit to attending, because you are taking your chair at that point in time that no one else can take from you. Okay? So go on there and schedule the time that's most convenient for you for next Wednesday. We have morning, afternoon, and evening calls available, or as an option until all the seats are reserved in those time slots. So we're going to be posting that. We'll post them on the wall at 1 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time, so you can go reserve your seat. And that way you can experience what our small group coaching calls really look like.
And it's not just a fly on a wall scenario here, right? You're going to come in and be part of our small group coaching, and you'll be able to talk to us, ask us questions, whatever's happening. It's just like you're an action leader. So it's
Absolutely.
taking place, except with action leaders, we do like 10. I think we max out at 10 for action leaders when we're doing these, so we can really give that one-on-one time. But I mean, it's just like you're an action leader. So you'll come in there, you'll have all the benefit of talking to Jessica and I, and really the community you're in as well. So make sure to look for that. And this is exclusive to the home care operators community. If you're not part of the home care operators community, you won't be able to see it because it's in that community. So make sure you're a part of the home care operators community if you're wanting to be a part of this. And we're going to post the link up there. Go get it done. As soon as that link happens, I'm telling you, as soon as that link comes up, get it done, because those seats are going to fill up very, very quickly.
Absolutely. I do want to say, if you have just joined the Action Leader Experience, you've already joined into the community, you do not have to reserve a coaching time on that Wednesday, because we are going to set up a coaching call for you and for our Action Leaders who are already members who did not get on the call this month at the beginning of the month due to not being in the membership yet.
There you go. So yeah, so we want to make sure that you get your time as well. So don't worry. We have you covered there. So we'll make sure and take care of you and have all of that available to you. So, all right, we're at like 41 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it and say we have had an incredible show. I know I have. I always enjoy, and we joke back and forth about being husband and wife and all of that. And it really is, but it truly is amazing to work with someone that you respect and really honor as much as I do you, Jess, because what we've built together, it's generational for our family, and not just in what we did with Nobility through the systems and building and the struggles and trials and learning, but being able to take that and kind of transition it and translate it to the home care owners and operators that we've befriended and have become really part of our tribe and really part of our family here. So thank you for being a part of that and being so wonderful at what you do.
Well, I am the one who's incredibly blessed, and we are definitely stronger together. So thank you. And thank you to all the incredible home care operators and the community here. We truly, truly do appreciate you. We are in your corner. We are here to support all of you. And so I look forward just to continuing to connect with all of you.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you on the small group coaching session. I guess it's medium-sized group coaching session on Wednesday. So thank you all so much. Have a great day. Tackle these systems that we talked about today, the 6 main system focuses for your business, and really understand how to revolutionize your agency with them. So thank you once again, and keep taking action, everybody.